All right, so we're gonna go over some shoulder anatomy and what joint centration means. Our buddy Skelly here, he does not have his humerus, clavicle, scapula. Humerus is gonna come down. And at the elbow joint, you're gonna have your radius, which is thumb side, ulna, which is your bigger bone. So here you have your humeral head that goes into this little fossa, which is your glenoid of the scapula. So imagine it coming up and sitting right in there. And the cool thing about the shoulder is you can palpate that head. With the hip, you cannot. The femoral head goes into the body, so you cannot feel that. But with the shoulder, you can right here. So an important thing when we help with proper movement is to make sure we centrate the humeral head. Something that's referred to as an anterior glenohumeral glide can be pretty nasty on the body. And that can be seen like doing a row really close, and this glides forward, or a push-up, and then you get that little glide forward. I don't want that rocking. So again, the head of the humerus comes up right on this, and it's just like a T. The T is gonna come up, and you have the ball. Now you're gonna have four stabilizing muscles, which is the rotator cuff, the supraspinatus, which is gonna be a little higher, infraspinatus, which is lower, subscapularis, which is on the posterior side when it comes through, works with internal rotation, and your teres minor. Those are the four rotator cuff muscles, the sits. So they keep that ball nice and tight, and then you have the more superficial muscle, which is your deltoid, the lateral or medial part, anterior and posterior. So a lot of times these bros and these guys today, we get real anterior dominant. We work on the mirror muscles. A lot of pushing, not enough pulling in the transverse plane. So then you get this anterior glide. And you can see that by looking at someone's hands and if they're parallel versus inward like this. A lot of guys think this looks cool, as I call it, invisible lat syndrome, because it looks like you're all jacked, but you're not. We want to be pulled back, posterior tilted, and retracted. This is going to be better for pressing and optimal shoulder mechanics, because the shoulder joint has about 70 degrees of extension. But if this joint is really tight, or that capsule, what's going to happen is you're restricted, and then you're going to find it by moving forward. So there's a couple of things you can help your clients with proper joint centration. Setting up for a push-up. Don't go too wide, don't go too in. You want your elbow to be pointing forward. So you have your little elbow when you flex right here. I want this to be pointing forward when I push. A lot of clients start out like this, and they do a push-up, and then you get that glide forward. So how you can fix it is to push people into bad form. And what I mean by that is I want people to come under, so flare their elbows. The trainer can get under and push their elbow out nice and slow, and not too aggressive. Push it out so that they need to tactily, and they can feel you by internally rotating. And then when we come down, as a trainer, we want to make sure the shoulder doesn't glide forward. And that is one of the main reasons why I hate the bench dip. If I were to put myself on a bench and I come back, I'm pulling myself into a disadvantaged position for my shoulder, and I'm moving forward. Joint centration is really important. Make sure that everything is in alignment for your clients before they move.